Is the picture clear? I am streaming from data on my phone. You know what that means? It means when I checked today, I was at 4,002 watch hours. And so I have applied for, I'm going to have to order more of these for Gracie. I have applied for monetization. Now, remember how I told you that it's a different email address so they don't recognize me and I had to jump through all the hoops? Well, apparently, hang on a second. Apparently, I can link my AdSense account, which means maybe they'll get a clue. All right, I was just opening. I haven't medicated. I just got home a little bit ago from taking Briar shopping. I was going to make a tea and realized I had one sitting here. Let me see. Is that better? Is that better? How's it going? All right, let me say hi to everybody. Oh, I'm on top chat. I should be on live chat. Participants. Amy, Betty, Seashell, Daydream Believer, Donna, Jean, Joe Mama, Semwa, Marie Dunn, Martha Holcomb, Melody Ray, Patricia, Rosie Slade, and Tina B. And you know what else I need that I've forgotten? Because I haven't medicated yet, I'm going to need some tissues to blow my nose, because you know that's going to happen when I cough. So what do we want to talk about? Whoops! What do we want to talk about today? Oh yeah, my hair's a mess, isn't it? What do we want to talk about today? Hi, Karen. I had a couple of rough days this week. Excuse me. And it's pissing. It's been cold, believe it or not. Not cold like winter cold, but spring cold for the last couple of days. Hey, Mama Cat, Sage Spa. We're having hot dogs today. We're having hot dogs today. Did you like my chicken and rice? Excuse me. So I'm getting more and more, not more and more attacks, so as per se, but people from who were subscribers before, right up until like a few months ago. And then they're like, you've gone absolutely crazy. You know, I don't know what's going on with you, but you're absolutely nuts. I want the old Bev back. And then I would say, I'm sorry. I'm still me. I'm just moving forward and onward and upward with my life in a positive way. And they go, well, that's just stupid. Block. I mean, really, folks? I'm having a shrimp cocktail for lunch. I had popcorn. I know, not very healthy, but I just didn't want anything else. So, hi, Autumn Gypsy. So, you'll notice I don't have a tip button yet because I'm not monetized yet, but we're almost there. And I'm not asking for tips. I'm not. I'm just saying we're almost there. When you see that dollar button at the bottom, I will have arrived. Then I've just got to work on more videos, but I'm still waiting for supplies to come. I really am. And congratulations, Joe Mama. Hubby's off the feeding tube. Yay! Radiation's gonna suck. Have lots of popsicles in the house. Popsicles, popsicles, popsicles. Fruit smooth popsicles are better, healthier, less sugar, and more nutrition, right? Everything sounds yummy. So anyway, yeah, I bought some stuff that I'm going to make my strawberry banana confection. I don't know if I'm going to do it today. It's just not a day for cold stuff. So there may not be a... Hey, Kathy. So anyway, this one particular person found me on one of my other channels. And she made a comment. And you won't find it if you go because I've removed them. But she made this comment, or they made this comment on my singing channel where I'm singing in the garden. I walk through to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses. And she left a comment. I miss this Bev. And I went, I'm still here. Right? No, you're not. It's sad, so sad how much you've changed. And I went, oh, well, it's only sad for you because you can no longer manipulate me into reacting negatively. These people do not want to let go. They just want to poke and poke and poke until I either cry in pain or anguish or anxiety, or I get angry and rant. And that Bev, that part of me has been let go of. So I'm still me. I'm just every day in every way growing more spiritually positive and loving towards everybody. And if they can't, like, just because I want to love people, it doesn't mean I have to allow them to shit on me. C'est correct? Right? I can love you from over there. Right? I can love someone who is sick mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, but I don't have to let them throw up their stuff on me. Right? Vicky Demir. Hey, Charlie R. Jean Phillips, hey. You'll get some rest. She's got this. Joe Mama may be tired, but I'm telling you, the end of the rainbow is in sight. You know, it's going to be a hard slog, but it's all going to be okay. One way or another. Boo! How's it going? So, I used to feel, I got to tell you, I used to feel bad whenever somebody left me a negative comment, right? I used to think it was my responsibility to respond to that comment and do something about their angst with whatever that was. No, it's not. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm not going to let them poo on me. Why should I clean up after somebody else's monkeys? It's not even my circus. So when people get negative with me now, it's I love you, but please, if you can't accept who I am on my journey, then you need to move along. You need to let the heck go. Why? Because it's not me hanging on. I'm moving forward and people are throwing fish hooks into my back, trying to pull me back. That's exactly how it feels emotionally. Chaos! Hey! All right. Booze in the house. Yeah, I know. Booze and cruise. It's not booze. It's booze. You know, big difference. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. So, I still have my moments. Where total strangers anger me. Okay. For instance, and family too. For instance, I took Briar shopping today. We stopped at Tim Hortons. Now, apparently they've replaced all the people in Tim Hortons again in Wakefield, and they're messing shit up again. And the one person that they put on the little voice box that you give your order to doesn't understand English. And yet they seem to speak it perfectly fine. Okay? But they are obviously from another country, right? And their only prerequisite for getting hired is that they can speak French fluently, right? It's okay, Seashell. I'm really sad for them because they're trying to pull me back down into their level. And I have ascended past that point in my life. Like I have risen above a lot of stuff. I'm still human. I'm not perfect. I ain't no guru, nothing. And I'm going to prove it. So anyway, we get to Tim Hortons. When do you pressure cook barbecue sauce and when do you water bath? My brain is so not on the homestead right now. Pressure can it to be safe. If it has low acid ingredients in it, then, you know, if you don't know for sure, then pressure can it, okay? We will get through this one also together as we always have for 35 years. I have a few weeks to rest before it gets crazy again. Then you make sure you do rest, Joe, or you're not doing yourself or your husband any favors, right? So I pulled into Tim Hortons. Hey, Jeannie. And I ordered, like Briar was paying. I'm only getting a cup of tea, right? So I order all of the order first, which is 2 breakfast sandwiches and 3 hash browns. The sandwiches and 2 hash browns are for Briar, and one of the hash browns he ordered for Gracie. Yes, we give her potatoes. And then I order Briar's small ice cap and my tea. So it is 2 sausage breakfast sandwiches, 3 hash browns, an extra large orange pico tea, 1 tea bag in 2 milk, and a small ice cap. I spent 5 minutes trying to explain to the guy what an extra large orange. He said, orange pico tea, 2 sugar. I said, no. And he said, large, 2 cream. No, honey. And then I realized, even though he was speaking English, I realized he didn't understand what the hell I was saying. I said, tea grande, 2 lait un sac. And he went, oh, okay. Right? But he must have gotten really flustered because we only got 1 breakfast sandwich. And so I looked in the bag, as I always do, and it was somebody else at the window than it was who took the order. So I looked in the bag. I'm in the up Michigan make big difference. So I got up there and Briar gave me his card to pay, and I checked the bag and he was missing a breakfast sandwich. And I said, no, it was to be 2 breakfast sandwiches. And she said, you know, another person whose English is not their first language or even second, okay, tries to show me the receipt. And Briar goes, no, Briar from the passenger seat goes, no, you're wrong, but it's okay. And she said, it's okay? And I said, shh, Briar. And he goes, no, Mom. And I'm going, Briar, I'm the one who's dealing with this. You need to be quiet, right? And all I wanted to say was, if the person who's taking the orders, you know, doesn't understand what I'm saying, then you may want to put him in another part of the restaurant, at another job in the restaurant. And it doesn't matter that the receipt says only 1 breakfast sandwich. I ordered 2. So and Briar's like, Mom. So after we left, right? But it was him interrupting that got me frustrated. And I said to Briar, Briar, you're not doing yourself or anybody else any favors when you interrupt me when I am correcting customer service. And he goes, well, it's not your job to correct customer service. And I went, am I not the customer, honey? And he said, well, I just don't like the confrontation. And I said, look, you can give up your peace to save confrontation all you want, but I'm not going to. All I wanted, I said, Briar, if two people, one who took my order and one who handed it to me, did not understand that they did something wrong, and you say it's wrong, but it's okay, all she heard was it's okay, they don't know they are wrong. Okay? And if someone doesn't correct them, they're going to continue to get everybody's orders wrong and think it's okay. This isn't about you and your need for lack of confrontation. This is for me as a customer correcting the service. Right? I wasn't angry, okay? But it's Briar is expecting me to be angry, so he keeps interrupting to stop it. And that's something he's learned from his dad. Because whenever Briar and I would get into a confrontation, his dad would try and shut it down. And if he'd just let us go through to the end, we would be okay, right? So good. Brought back great memories from living up in the UP. What is UP? I'm planning on a trip later this summer. I'll make 25 single pasties. Exactly. Lori. Your card, your winning card, has Howie left it in his car. It just got mailed yesterday, sweetheart. So it's coming, okay? It is coming, right? And congratulations, by the way. Upper Peninsula, okay. I've been to Taco Bell and never got my chips for the nachos. It happens so many times. Well, this is the thing. Just when Wakefield Tim Hortons was doing really, really well, I was patronizing them and giving them thumbs up and talking to the manager and saying, good job. And then they just put incompetent people in the two places where those people should be like, get back in the kitchen making donuts or something, right? And then on the way home, I had a driver ahead of me make a really dangerous move. It's raining here. It's been raining most of the day. Okay. And everybody knows about, my issues with road rage. Hi, Joyce. How are you? I always try to be as kind and amiable as possible, but I work really hard for my money and it's very frustrating not to get what I pay for. Boom. Right? Boom. So anyway, I dropped Briar and his groceries off. And I'm on my way home. And between Wakefield and Maniwaki, the 105 is one of the most dangerous highways in Quebec. Hey, Amy, is one of the most dangerous highways in Quebec. And everybody knows that my biggest issue has always been road rage. We've talked about it. How he wouldn't let me drive in Arizona the first 3 times we stayed there because he was afraid I was going to get shot, right? That's what they are, Cornish pasties. Yep. Anyway, so I'm driving along, and the thing is with this highway is in many places it's nothing but rock cut and about 18 inches, if you're lucky, to the white line, the solid white line on the shoulder. And on the other side, you got about 12 inches between the white line and the guardrail, and it drops down to the rocks and the river. So this guy, and it was a French plate, it was a Quebec plate, so it wasn't an Ontario being confused about speed limits, because most county roads in Ontario, the speed limits are 80 kilometers an hour. Here they're 90. Well, this person was doing 75. And this is dangerous. Why? Because when you drive below the speed limit, other drivers will get frustrated and try and pass you dangerously. Okay? Only lightning started more fires. Oh no, Lori. Battling ants in several places, and they are winning. Just put some poison down. Like, just make sure it's nowhere where your animals can get at it. So this car is in front of me, and we have passing lanes. all along the highway. They'll stop. You'll get a passing lane for traffic going this way, and then it tapers off to one lane again. And as the lane tapers off, you get kind of a grace area where it's like a grid of yellow lines, but it's gets narrow too. But you have plenty of space to pass. Well, I'm driving a pickup truck, and the pickup truck behind me does not see the car in front of me doing 75 kilometers in a 90 zone. And when the passing lanes come, okay, and they're more than a kilometer long in places. No, half kilometer long. The guy behind me, I see that I'm getting ready to put on my blinker to pass this guy as soon as the lanes are safe. But the yellowing, tapering thing saying your opening lane is coming up, the guy behind me couldn't wait, and he passed us both, which is fine. I watched him. I waited for him to pass. I put my blinker on, and I went to pass the egg timer in front of me. And he slowly started to speed up until I was losing my passing lane, and he tramped on it. I almost, if I hadn't put my brakes on, because just as I was about to go in, he pulled up beside me. I had to throw my brakes on, not hard, but I had to brake fairly hard in rainy weather, okay, to pull back in behind him. And then he proceeded to do 80 kilometers an hour all the way up the friggin' highway. I could have made it, but I also could have slid into the rock cut because it's raining, or I could have gotten into a head-on collision. That kind of behavior is infuriating. And a little bit of the road rage bubbled up. And because this person was going in the same place I was. And I followed it because that's only one way to go, right? And I thought, I hope you pull into the mailboxes, because I'm going to tell you what a dangerous person you are on the road. And I'm going to ask if you got your license out of a cereal box. And then, but because it was a 10, 15 minute drive, I started to breathe and calm down. And I turned into the mailbox full knowing well that there was no mail. But I couldn't look at that license plate for another 5 minutes. I had to pull off and go, I will not be triggered into dangerous behavior. Right? But it was a lot of work. British Columbia. Oh my God. Lori, what was the temperature? There was a town in British Columbia that burnt to the ground almost. And it was because correct me if I'm wrong, Lori, it was because 3 days running, the temperatures went up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That is, it hit the world high in British Columbia. What the heck? And then apparently a spark from a train. Everything was just so baked. That one spark from a train and the whole town burnt down. Okay, Seashell. Love you. Hey, Ann Lewis. I had a bit of road rage yesterday myself. I had my limit of BS yesterday and called people F-tards driving. Well, I have to say that when the person did that, I did flip them off, but I flipped them off through my windshield so they couldn't see it. But I mean, that is one of the hard. I have a very low tolerance for stupidity and dangerous behavior. And that was dangerous behavior. I think of my son Briar getting his driver's license and dealing with crap like that. And guess what? He has a very low tolerance for bull crap too, right? I'm really fortunate right now. We're getting cool temperatures and enough rain that everything's just thriving. I'm really, really lucky. So I'm going to have a couple of puffs. And should we do like a general card? Now, here on here on Life with the Volfies, I had to stop and think for a minute where I was. I'm going to do general card readings almost every live stream, if that's okay with people. All right. Specific card readings for specific people are for patrons only on our Half Acre Homestead and Cooking with Cannabis and patrons. And remember, patrons, tomorrow's Freaky Friday. So it was in Layton. It burnt the whole town. We've been in the 40s, hundreds, broke many heat records. Oh, shit, yeah. Like, I'm just really grateful that I'm here in the holler, right? And that it's raining. I'm just really, really grateful because people are like, we're dying of the heat. And I'm going, I don't understand. Like, I mean, I had a couple of really hot, humid days when I was canning that strawberry jam and stuff. But, I talk to traffic all the time. My kids and grands think I'm nuts. Well, the thing is this is something I've learned, Autumn Gypsy, or that I'm working on. Okay, because I am by no means a professional. I'm not a social worker. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form. I am only a person progressing towards perfection. I'll never reach it until I die, right? That's when I get to go home, right? But one of the things about negative behavior, even in private, is it's an infection. Okay? If we swear at people while we're driving and stuff, they're not being affected by it at all. But you're infecting yourself with your own negativity. And what happens is a habit becomes an attitude, becomes a behavior, and behaviors once entrenched are really hard to change. So, I mean, this is why I've been struggling for years, right? People poke and prod me, trying to get me, people on the internet poke and prod me, trying to get me angry, trying to hurt me, trying to get some kind of negative reaction out of me. And Mommy, don't play that no more. Auntie, don't play that, right? Like you mentioned, your body does hear you and it responds. Well, because you are not just thinking it, you're bringing it out. So what you have to do is you have to catch yourself at the earliest opportunity and work through your feelings. Yes, those people are assholes, but can they hear me? No. Is me getting upset going to change their behavior? Absolutely not. All it may do is escalate my behavior. Right? So if you can catch that and talk to yourself as if you were your parent and say, you know what? Or somebody you trust saying, you know what? Getting angry is only affecting you and the rest of the people in the car. Right? Exactly. So I'm going to do a general reading shortly to see what do we want to, like, let's do a general reading on what's going on in the world. Not necessarily specifically, but I need some, I felt a shift. What's today, the 8th? I felt a shift on the 5th. And I realized that most of my vertigo is not vertigo. It's cognizance of shifts in the energy fields of life, all life, off world and on. You know what I mean? Well, if I could send you some rain, darling, I would. Yeah, I've been doing it for years because I stopped hollering and flipping people off. I've made progress. The rest I'm working on. There you go. That's progress towards perfection, right? And the more you I hate the word scrape off. Oh, stop. The more you, it's painful. awakening and becoming more positive and is a painful process because you have to put yourself through the eye of a needle, basically, and scrape off everything that does not promote your spirit to be lifted. You understand? Anything that does not allow you to focus on moving forward with love, light, and positivity needs to be either set aside for processing, and then you can decide whether you should keep that or not. All right? Because like I said, thoughts becomes actions, becomes behaviors that become entrenched in who we are. And it's all very easy to see now, right? Celexa has taken the edge off my road rage. I can't take Celexa. I've been on, some people call it Luvox, some call it fluvoxamine. I've been on that for 29 years. 29 years. And if I had known then what I know now, I would have quit drinking and gone on marijuana sooner. And I would never have allowed myself to be put on antidepressants. But the truth is, after all these years, those pills have replaced what my brain cannot produce. Those pills, because I thought I was crazy. I wasn't crazy. I was awakening, and I wasn't allowing it. Nobody was allowing it, What grapevine fire? But I can no longer go off of, there's no way I would ever be able to go off that without an abs, because the pills have burned. I say it, but it's an image. It's not actual fact. But, the pills have burned new neural pathways in my brain. I can't function without them now. It's that simple. All right, now, let's talk. I'm going to ask the cards some questions in a few minutes, but I just have to, I have to center here. Because this rain is killing me. Lava fire. What grapevine? What grapevine? We could use the rain, but not the lightning, which starts fires. Well, I mean, we're really lucky. I've had a bit of thunder, but I haven't seen any lightning. Part of 15 freeway here in California. Oh my God, California. California. California, coming home. I'm going to see the folks that dig. I'll even kiss a sunset pig. California, coming home. I tried to go cold turkey off them and wanted to commit murder. Oh, I went down 50 milligrams. 50 milligrams over a 3-month period. And rage is not something you mess with. It's the stretch of Freeway 5 from LA to Bakersfield. It's called the Grapevine because it's nothing but grapevines. Wow. With the weather changing, we are in a shift. Hurricane Elsa is traveling my way. You'll be fine, Jean. You got it. I don't foresee anything. Well, let's just talk. Let's just do some cards, shall we? I keep using this deck because I actually haven't read the book. I keep using this deck. Woo! Holy crap. I keep using this deck because I'm becoming more and more familiar with it. But what the cards say and what I get out of them may be two totally different things, right? The cards are just like a prompt for me to see right? The card says, see this. And I go, oh, and then I see something that you may not, right? Yep. Andrew, hi, darling. How are you? Okay, so we're going to ask. It's not even letting me wait. It's not waiting. We're going to ask if what I felt on the 5th, which was Tuesday, I believe, was actually a realm shift. Wow. I'm just going to let the cards do the talking. Whoop, there we go. And it gave me a few of them. So this is the order they go in. Okay, first card is the bottom card that we show. Whoops, that's not the bottom card. The bottom card, oh my God. What did I ask? I asked, was the shift, was what I felt on Tuesday a realm shift? Pretty much there, right? Can you read that? Can you read that? It says, yes. Just say yes. That's all it says. Wow. Okay. So that question is answered. Now this is going to give us a little deeper information. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Do I have to go in depth with that? Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. I'm no oracle, but I understand that my vibration is rising, or I wouldn't be going through a lot of the stuff that I go through, right? Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitivities, connect with nature. Get grounded. Because it's coming. I'm going to say, I haven't looked at this one yet, but frog. The crumbling. What am I clinging on to? Okay. These cards have just told me that yes, what I felt was real. And I need some work to do because my vibration is rising and everything else is crumbling. I need to get grounded. I need to do my work, more work. And this is what the work is this is where the work is coming from. Okay? Is me being more me. Okay? Me being more me without the negative repercussions. I'm not perfect, but I'm working on it. I'll never be perfect. But this is telling me I am absolutely on the right path. What should I do? Sneak out of the house on Friday night and get grounded. Okay, do you want to know what grounding is? I'm not going to shuffle these. I'm just going to shuffle these one more time, and then I'm going to ask another question, okay? Getting grounded means you have to get in touch with the source of your faith and nature and earth. And you have to align yourself, because this is where things are going to, this is why people are saying I'm going crazy, okay? Go barefoot outside and do lots of earthing. Okay, exactly. When I first put in a garden on my very first home that we bought, I'll never forget it. My ex-landlord had come over and plowed up a garden patch for me, and Howie had tilled it. It was so beautiful. And it was a late April morning, and I went out to start to plant, because I lived in Southern Ontario. I could plant in April, start in March in cold weather crops, right? And I remember the first time, like not the first time, but I remember as I walked into the garden, because this was my first home, it was mine. And I was feeling really, now I was still drinking back then. But guess what? Soon as my feet hit the freshly tilled soil, they sunk to the ankles, and it was so soft and fluffy. And my feet immediately, and I didn't know what I was doing at the time. My feet immediately went shoulder width apart, my knees bent a little bit, and I centered my pelvis over the earth. And then I shut my eyes and I did this, and I listened to the wind in the trees and the birds and everything. And it went woof. And it was like I got that whole garden in that day. That whole garden. Now, yeah, I was 32 at the time. But getting grounded means pulling yourself through the eye of that needle and scraping off the unnecessary worries of life that you have no control over. Do I have control over the person who keeps following me around saying it's really sad that I'm not the same person? That person doesn't get it. And I am no longer, after 3 times, I am no longer going to put up with somebody trying to put a fish hook in my butt. You know what I mean? Like by your parents as a punishment. I know you were just making a joke for a giggle, but some people may want to know, right? So I actually, if it keeps raining, I actually may go for a swim. I connect with water as well as earth. I think it's because I'm not into astrological stuff, but I think it's because I'm a Capricorn. Like I make mud. You know what I mean? Hey, Vintage Beauty. I see that as going barefoot in the grass and work in soil to get ground. Absolutely. And you know what? I did that yesterday. Thank you for reminding me. I got up yesterday morning. You know my little black sundress that, I wear? It's my favorite piece of clothing. I always have one favorite piece of clothing, right? And it always kind of forms in a sundress. And I've had about 5 of them over the years, but this is my latest one. I'm going to have to get a new one. But I got up to put Gracie out. I threw on my house dress. No bra, no underwear, no slippers, no shoes, no nothing. And I put Gracie out and I looked outside and I thought, oh, there's rain coming. Maybe it's time to pull the weeds. And I walked out. I was practically naked, just in my little sundress. And I went out and I finished topping the garlic scapes. And no, I didn't save them. And I weeded my leeks. Some of them are onions. I think I got some things mixed up. And I just, went around and talked to my plants and stuck my fingers in the dirt and pulled some weeds and walked around barefoot. And it was, I got grounded. Thank you for making me see that. Well, of course, that's the whole point. If we don't evolve, we die. What happens if you squeeze a baby duck trying to keep it a baby duck? Eventually, you'll squeeze too hard and kill it. Right? So, I want, oh wow, and I just saw on Twitter, which I don't really follow that much, but I just saw on Twitter that Trudeau has said, no unvaccinated tourists are going to be welcome in Canada for a very long time. And I had to respond. I said, why are you punishing the people that are most at risk? If 75% of our North America, our continent, is vaccinated, then why should I have to when it's dangerous for me? Why would I be punished? Why would I be banned from traveling? Okay, because I'm unvaccinated. I'm not the one that's, this is the world. If you really look at things, it is totally backwards. The world is totally backwards. Okay, it really is. And this is something that I have predicted, is that the unvaccinated people, for whatever reason they're unvaccinated, maybe they think it's going to kill them. Maybe like me, you have drug interactions and it's scary. Okay. But for whatever the reason, we're not the ones that should be punished. We can't get you sick. And if you do get sick and you're vaccinated, you'll get what they say will be to the amount of the flu. So I'm the one. And somebody said that unvaccinated people are variant factories. All this negative dialogue is, I thought the vaccines were supposed to solve the problem. If we got, our country's 75% vaccinated, then everybody would feel safe. But now they're turning on the unvaccinated people. It's not safe. It's not healthy. It's not smart. It's not right. You know what I mean? You won't be seeing me there then. Biden is going to do a door-to-door campaign about vaccines. They best not knock on my door. Well, I mean, all I can say is, yes, children are sent to pull weeds or work in the taro patch. It's a good way to get literally grounded and be connected with nature. Yeah, I don't know what I did. But I don't want to, I'm not telling people what to do. Okay? But I can see the writing on the wall. I've been seeing writing on the wall for 2 years. Come to think of it, it was just before they announced that COVID was in Canada, when we already knew it was, that it was the October before that I started feeling the smothering. We're being smothered into compliance. So even the vaccinated can spread COVID. Oh, good news. Nan is coming to visit on the 16th, and she's staying till the 25th. Maybe we can talk her into sitting in on a live stream. You know what I mean? All right. So let's ask the cards. Whoa. I already know what's coming up. Whoa. What they think about what's going on. Now, remember, I did a regular shuffle. So this is the first one. And then it goes, I got to get used to these cards coming out in bunches. I'm reading way too many, or maybe it's just the amount of information that I need. Okay, so I have 5 cards laid out. Oh, I can't wait. I'm in such an isolated, me too, Seashell. Like, I practically see no one. You guys are my peeps. Okay, so is the world and the realms, and remind me to talk to you about linear time. Are we in disorder? And is there we know the shift is coming, but is this what I'm feeling really happening? Okay. Oh, look, it wants me to share this with you. Now hear this. Okay. And I understand if you don't get it, and that's okay. Not everybody is going to understand this. Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So I'm calling in my tribe. Light warriors, get grounded. Light warriors, I know it's a new agey term, okay? But it's the only words I have. Light workers, get grounded. Okay, I'm calling in the light warriors. Okay. Inner temple, devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. Now, what did we talk about? Love. Okay. All positive things come from a place of love in our emotions. All negative things come from a place of fear. So if you're negative, trace it back to what you're afraid of happening, and you will be able to put that at rest. Inner temple, tune into the portal of your heart. Trust the niggle. Oh, I've never heard this one before. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Didn't I just say that? What it's trying to tell me is all of this happening? Am I seeing this right? That this is my niggling feeling. I have no more confidence in governments, politics, world leaders, World Health Organizations, uh, religious leaders, any of that stuff. Trust the niggle. Trust the niggle. Sounds like I'm on the right track, right? Okay, and this is direct from source. Play. Have fun. Celebrate good times. Come on. Don't be so serious. Because what happens if we get too serious and focus on all this negative stuff that's going on in our world? It seeps into us. So we still have to balance the focus on getting rid of negative energy. We still have to celebrate life, because that's a huge part of how we get rid of the negativity. You understand? Celebrate life. Oh my God. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. And our last card. Hey, Ahmad. It's again the pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You know what that means? That means we all have the potential to be, we all have the potential to rise our vibration. And when we rise our vibration, what happens? Okay. What happens if you have a core? Okay. And you've built something around it with clay, and the core starts to vibrate. The clay stuff starts to break off, and you begin to rise, right? The clay is the negative stuff or the things that we no longer need. Okay? Like I said before, I'm not arguing with people anymore, right? I'm not trying to get my point across. I'm past that. What I am, and I'm not even trying to convince people what they should be doing or how they can get more positive. I'm just doing it. And what sticks, sticks, and what doesn't, doesn't. And I am not responsible for how other people take it. How other people react is their shit, not mine. Hey, Ahmad, how are you? It's time for soul families together. Thank you, Lori. Thank you for reminding me. Now, here's something else. All through time on this planet, we have allowed, now please men, do not take this personally. This isn't about men and women. This is about male and female energy. Do you understand? And all for many, 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 many years. Back when man first started to communicate and gather in groups for protection, okay? The feminine energies of the world began to be, the feminine energies of the realms have been suppressed. Look at the Bible. Not saying it's a bad book. I'm just saying it's a book written by man. Women are either whores or saints, or they're being raped. I'm telling you, tell me Mary did not get impregnated against her will. Okay? Male energies, and just because you are male or female or somewhere in between doesn't mean you don't carry both male and female energies. It's called balance, right? But somewhere along the line, we have allowed the male energies to push us down, and they've made a muck of things. So, mothers, women, female spirits, it is time for us to come to the forefront and start setting things to right. Because this bull crap about God being a him, come on. Does anybody really believe that, even if you believe in the Christian concept of the Bible, does anybody really believe that Eve didn't come first, that Eve was second? Come to think of it, I won't even get there. But feminine energies, if you are there and you hear this, it is time for the mother souls to rise and fix this shit. I'm not saying it's me. I'm just saying. Martina, hi! I have missed our tribe time. Love and blessings to all. Well, it's every Thursday and Sunday, right? And if anybody wants personal readings, you're going to have to be a patron. And as somebody so nicely put out, and I'm not asking it because of money, it's just because this takes a lot of time and energy and work. And I'm still building my arsenal. I've got some wonderful things coming. Hey, Anna J, how's it going? Hubby, happy I fed him. So, you know how women have always said, oh, never mind. Oh, okay, maybe I'm supposed to say it. We've always said the only difference between men and boys is the price and size of their toys. Where do you think that saying came from? Oh, and by the way, blood is thicker than water. Does anybody know? And don't give it away, folks that were in the stream and Patreon yesterday. Does anybody know the actual full quote of blood is thicker than water? Because blood is thicker than water doesn't mean what you think it does. I talked to Red. She's just exhausted. She's just exhausted all the time. She's having a really hard time. It's taking everything she has to function. So she sends her love and says that she will be back as soon as she possibly can. But, you know, we're going to pray for her, right? So, Red Grandmother Moon, Read Grandmother Moon, it's all about that female energy. My whole family has it. Well, see, it's not, my whole family had it too. Okay, everybody has that energy. It's whether we choose to rise to the occasion and use it. Right? Some people, it's going to be for some people, the path to a higher vibration is fraught with negativity, and it's like running a gauntlet. It really is. I have been running a gauntlet since just before. I've been running a gauntlet my whole life. But the awareness has been, I was running a gauntlet since October 2019, didn't even know it until about 3 months ago. And I went, oh, that's what it was. Right? So now negativity is something I can choose not to participate in. And that's just where I am, right? How is Mary Jane doing? Hi, Mocha. Mary Jane is doing what she calls the narc nod. She calls it narc nod, not narcotics. It's short for narcolepsy. She doesn't have narcolepsy, but sometimes she gets so exhausted she can't sleep, and she can't sleep properly for days. She never gets into REM sleep. So she could sleep, but if she doesn't get REM sleep, her body gets no rest. And then she does for several days what she calls the narc nod, where she could be talking and she'll just boom. She'll just go to sleep. So that's where Mary Jane is right now, but she sends her love. Martina! Martina! She is why I post jokes, Bev. She would post jokes, and sometimes that's what got me through some tough days, a chuckle or a smile. I hope I can do that for her or someone else. Absolutely, Joe. Absolutely. You know? So I'm sorry if I've gotten too serious, but I'm just really, really happy that I ran a gauntlet and was totally unaware that I was doing it. Because if I was aware at the time, it would have made things 100 times worse. I would have been fighting more and more and more. And I could have imploded, like mentally, emotionally, and spiritually imploded. But I got to rise above that. I went up a step. That's all it is I went up a step. And it's wonderful. Well, absolutely, Seashell. It has. The burden of other people's opinions has been lifted. In case anybody's watching who didn't see that, Seashell says, you look like a burden has been lifted. And it has. The burden of other people's opinions is no longer carrying on my shoulders. Not that I don't care. I care very, very deeply. But I don't have time. That's part of the shedding process. Do not engage with negative energy. It's an exchange of energies. And if you exchange too much with a negative, you can say stop. And if they don't, then you get to walk away. Why? Because if you engage with that negative energy after they say stop, that's a green light for them to continue. Okay? So the weight of other people's opinions no longer counts. Not negative ones, right? Think about this. People keep trying to drag me back into that person who goes, and blah, 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 blah. Do you remember that person? Do you remember that person? Can't do it anymore. Holy crap, it almost killed me. So, as my doctor says, the crap rolls downhill. Don't get in the path of other people's crap. I love my doctor, and he's a surfer. Oh, I love surfers. They're cool. I love surfers. Do we want to stay on a little bit longer? I'm going to go. If so, I'm going to go put a cup of tea on. Is that okay? Can I go get a cup of tea? All right. I'll be right back. You know what? No, I don't have it. Sorry. All right. I'll be right back. I'm in a lot of pain. But you know what? I'm still alive. Hallelujah. Oh. And my chair, if anybody doesn't know, my new desk chair broke out from under me. They just picked it up last night. So I'm waiting for my money back. Once in a lullaby, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why? Then oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why? Oh, why can't My tea isn't ready yet. Sorry, it's still not boiled yet. Hey, under pressure. Do you know what I wish Mary Jane was here, because after I talked to her on the phone, the radio came on, and I don't normally listen to the radio. I usually play my playlists. Sing us another song. Give me a minute to catch my breath and get a tea, and then I will. But 2 songs came on back to back that were like Mary Jane and me from our younger days, and one of them was "I Want to Break Free," Queen, and then the other one was oh, there's my tea. It was a Chilliwack tune. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. That's all the words I know. Oh no, God knows I want to break free. I'm falling in love. God knows. It's warmer in here. It's really quite damp and chilly. I'll get it right yet. Jemima 02. What did Joe Mama say? Hey, Shelley, how are you, darling? And Ann Lewis. Oh, okay, that's real tea. I actually used loose tea and put it in my Yorkshire Gold loose tea and put it in a strainer because I just didn't want a Tetley. I got to get through the Tetleys before I open that one from my Bonnie Scott's last, that big bag of Yorkshire Red. Oh my goodness. What do you want to hear, Martina? If I can sing it, I will. Enjoying zucchini from my garden. Oh, my zucchini. The plants went boom. So I have a feeling I'll be getting zucchini really soon. It is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Give me a second, folks. My son has been making me feel bad that I'm still using my walker after only 2 months of broken hip surgery and not a single pain medication. He's not making you feel bad, honey. You're allowing him to make you feel bad. Do you see the difference? You know, if he's making you feel bad, is it because he's right? Or because you're allowing him to make you feel bad? Don't give people that power. Not even especially our kids. Oh, well, thank you, Malka. So, this is the kind of stuff that comes out of me from source now. It just pops out of my mouth. So beware. Beware. You may not like what you hear sometimes. Oh. I can't go living without. Whatever catches your fancy. Tell son to hush it up, not him. Well, that's what I mean. You just say, you know what? I'm the one who had the surgery. I'm the one who's recovering without pain medication. You need to remember that you are my son, not my parent, not my physiotherapist, and not my doctor. Please keep your opinion to yourself if it's not going to be positive. Right? Whatever catches my fancy. Well, nothing hits me yet. So let's just keep talking. Sometimes stuff will just pop out. Sometimes it'll be music. Sometimes it'll be, I don't know. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, yeah, and that's another thing. I put on my, where are they? They're not even here. I put on my little devil horns, my little red sparkly horns on my headband. And I was on TikTok and I had some like clown makeup on. And I forget what it was, but someone said, how does your source feel about you sporting devil horns and witch makeup and stuff? And I went, pretty sure source thinks it's all in good fun. Well, no, if you're wearing horns and putting your makeup on and talking all this spiritual garbage on TikTok, you're playing for the other side. I said, is that what you think? Then you're not conducive to my rising of my vibration. Your vibration, rising your vibration doesn't mean you're going to shake. It means eventually when it rises, it becomes to a frequency that is still. Be still and know I am God, right? Not me, him, them, source, right? So just because I talk about rising vibrations and feminine energies and all that stuff, don't think for a minute that I didn't know or meet Christ and that I don't know my relationship with him and God. That's mine. And nobody gets to tell me how to do that. Nobody gets to tell you how to do that. It is all Christ ever said was love, right? Everything else was hearsay. They claimed they were scared. Yeah. Oh, it's scary. I mean, I forget what it was. Maybe I can share it with you. Hang on a second. Let me go over to my TikTok and show you. All right. Because I booted them anyway.
Oh,
no, not that. Not that. Gracie's always the first video. Here it is.
I literally just saw something that said, if I'm too much, then go find.
And also, there was a video of a pack, probably 15 hyenas attacking a female lion. You know how I know it's a female lion? Because she had no ruff. Okay? And it was like, all of a sudden, she just disappeared in this pile of hyenas. Now, I'm not a fan of hyenas. I know they're one of God's creatures, but, and then all of a sudden it said, the music was playing and it said, run. And all these other female lions came in and went, brrr, and I went, yeah. And someone said, why are you smiling about animals attacking, fighting? And I went, I'm not smiling about animals fighting and attacking each other. I'm smiling because A, that lion was a female, right? And we don't let, we do not allow one of our sisters to be attacked like that. I wasn't smiling about the attack. I was smiling about animals defending their own. And that's another thing. Look to nature. Lion males have the big ruff, right? They're the ones that draw the attention. But it's the females that hunt. It's the females that look after things, right? Hey, Mary Cook, how are you, darling? Hope everyone is having a cool day, not hot like here in Oklahoma. Okay, Chaos, welcome back. Okay, Martina, mwah, take care, darling. Right? So, I mean, I am seeing things that are saying the female energies are now rising. We have been put down too long. And I'm not talking women, but although, yes, we've been put down for years and years and years. But I'm talking about female energies across the realms. We have been pushed down far too long. It is time for us to rise and clean up, right? We're getting rain and chilly here. It's rain and cold here, which is beyond weird because normally this is the hottest part of the year for us, is July. Oh, right, time. Do you remember when I was trying to explain about time not being linear? Time just is, okay? But I remember when the realization that time is not a line. Only man, humankind, has put a measurement on time so that they could cut it up and force people into operating like a machine. Go to work, take your kids to school, go shopping, come home, watch the news, get more programming, right? Time is actually cannot be measured. And I remember describing it. Hey, Kel Storm. I remember describing it to y'all, because I don't know which live stream I was on, that time is more like a firework burst, but it's not. Okay? I've finally gotten the higher message. Time is not something that can be measured or doled out. Time is. There is no lines. There are no timelines. And if there are no timelines, then we just are across all we are operating on all levels of existence. Do you understand? There are no timelines that separate us from past, present, and future. Time just is. And every time we interact or do anything, it creates and gets echoed across everything in the multiverse. You feel me? So we are operating simultaneously on all different levels of existence. Does that make sense? What does that make us? Higher beings. There is no time. That's right. Time is like a spiral or wormy thing. No, it's not even that. The seasons were how the ancients knew when to sow and when to reap, but time itself doesn't exist. No, it doesn't. It's just a measurement. It's just something we use to measure it so we can control people. How do I know? Because I have alarms to get me up in the morning so that I can send Howie to work. And he has time cards that you punch out, or not, maybe not time cards anymore, but you have to punch in and punch out from work. Time. It's all, people say, you got to manage your time better. Frig that. There is no managing time. Time just is. And every moment that we are in existence is an opportunity to raise us up, raise ourselves up to a higher vibration so that we can think not in linear lines, not just with time, but with everything we do, but we can be content to be in the moment we are in, right here, right now. we exist. There is no past. There is no future. There is only right now. Right? It is a man-made concept. Just like the Bible is a man-made concept. Did you know that? Okay. The biggest claim to the Catholic Church, and I am not talking about people who practice their faith. This is not where I'm going. I'm talking about the hierarchies in everything are corrupt. Okay. But the claim to fame to the Catholic Church is that it was started by Peter, the Apostle Peter. St. Peter built the first church on a rock, so to speak. And Christ never wanted to be worshipped. He came to give a message. He never wanted to be anything more than, I'm here as the messenger of my Father. I'm here so that you can relate to the Father, so that you know the Father exists. Now, when I say Father, 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 that's all male, okay? I'm here to say Source exists, and I'm here to say you guys have had it all wrong. Love is the answer, and that's the only message. Everything else has been written down and transcribed by other people. You ever hear of Christ taking up a pen and paper and writing this shit down? No, he was the message. Plain and simple, right? You are an EMF and Tesla was a wizard of a scientist. Oh yeah, all these people, it's not a conspiracy theory if things have been proven true. All these people have been killed for their information. Right? I'm no longer spouting off conspiracy theories, folks. I'm just telling you the way it is right here, right now, in my plane of existence. And I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. You know what I mean? Yeah, they killed them all. They killed the guy who cured AIDS, HIV. They killed the guy who cured cancer. They killed the guy who proved that COVID is a man-made disease. They kill anybody that asks people to use their brains for free thinking, right? Gold and silver will be thrown into the streets. Yeah. Jesus, I believe, was a refuge. Excuse me, folks. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. That was Papa on his way home. There is only one type of love you can buy with gold and silver. Okay, I missed that comment. Jesus, I believe, was a refugee with a message. Just my view. We are in transformative times for sure. Absolutely. Right? And once again, humankind, male energies. Now remember, male and female energies live within us both. It's only the one that you allow that rises to the surface. It's not about sex. It's about where energies come from male and female source. Okay? Because source just is. God just is the source of absolutely everything. Right? After Christ came, right? Even if you look at the Bible, people still got his message wrong all over the place, right? He didn't want it written down. He didn't want to be worshipped. He didn't want people to know that he could do the things he could do. Why? Because then they would worship him. And he didn't want anybody to worship anyone but the Father, right? So when he says, or it is quoted in the Bible, which is a man-made Christian concept, telling us how it was. When he says, no one gets to the Father except through me, he means the path is love. Right? I watch a lot of science, and I love Giorgio Tsoukalos and Coast to Coast. Is that the guy with the freaky hair? Perpetual motion is an interesting one too. Magnets can do amazing things. Absolutely. Yeah, Howie called. He just wanted to ask me if we'd gotten rain. So, well, the thing is we are subject to gravity on this planet. That's why it has taken millions of gallons of fuel to get the first rocket through the atmosphere. Because once you punch the atmosphere, there's no gravity. Only until you come towards another planet that has a gravitational pull, or another star, or another rock, or a moon that has its own gravity field, then you get pulled towards that. But propulsion, okay, like, throwing a rock on Earth, no matter how strong you are, the rock is only going to go so far with your human arm. But if you were standing on the moon and you threw a rock, or you were out in space and you threw a rock, you could do that. And it would go for miles and miles and miles and miles, thousands of miles. Why? Because there's no drag, right, of gravity. So we have this potential to think that we are earthbound, and we are not. Only our bodies are. Our spirits rise if we allow them. But we have spent millennia allowing ourselves to be pushed into boxes and molds for the benefit of the hierarchy of the powers that be in politics, religion, world health, all those things. No, he didn't. You're quite right. And I'm not sure what he would think of how he became used as a tool for control. He gave me one message. I died for you. And I was flooded with love. That's a direct message to me from Christ. And guess what? I don't know about anybody else, but I got it loud and clear. But I still thought it meant I was supposed to go continue on my journey in getting confirmed in the Catholic Church. See, Arthur was a baby. And when I had a baby, I realized that not just mental and emotional well-being is important, but so is spiritual, right? My sons don't necessarily agree with me, but that is their journey, not mine. I can only feed them to the best of my ability, their souls and their minds and their hearts and their bodies to the best of my ability, as I am still at that point, still a very young being and still floundering. So when I knelt by my bed and did the rosary over and over and over again, and I got frustrated and I said, what am I missing? Honest to God, what am I not doing right? The wall disappeared. You can call me crazy, but I'm not hiding this crap anymore. The wall disappeared, and I saw Christ on the cross. Black, tiny, ringlety hair. Black eyes. Dark-skinned. And he looked right down from the cross at me. And I was flooded with love. And the image of him on the cross was him dying for me out of love. And I still got the message wrong for years and years and years. I went and became a Catholic, right? I thought I was getting the message that I was on the right path. But when I think back now, I said, what am I missing? I was missing the entire point, that he came here to die for us to bring us the message that God is love. And the only way to God is through love. Study ancient and biblical Hebrew and translate the Bible for yourself. You will find much revealed. Oh, Audrey, I'm not saying the Bible doesn't have its lessons. I'm not saying that the Bible isn't a great book to learn from. It surely is. But it's skewed, man. And think about it this way. Think about it this way. The message from God to Moses, the moment Moses, okay, now they say Moses came down from the mountain and said, God wrote this with his finger. Okay? Pretty sure it took 40 years because Moses was chiseling that shit out, the message. But the moment you take a message from source that has been given directly to you, and you try and transcribe it to make other people understand the message you got, you fail. No, you don't fail. It becomes fallible because the only perfect being was God, is God. God is. The only perfect being is source. We can only work towards that. We will never reach it until we join again. Okay? So if a direct message from Christ himself still made me miss the point, it means I was not ready for the message. And so as for ancient texts and Hebrew scrolls and Dead Sea Scrolls and all that stuff, that's awesome stuff. But it is still transcribed by man who is fallible. The only true experience is the experience you get from your faith with a direct link to your higher power. It's pure as pure. And even as I keep it simple, there's going to be people out there who are going to want to argue. And I'm not here to argue. I'm here for those who are receptive. I'm here to try. No, I'm here to share light and love and hope. That's my job. The message is love. Always has been. Kel Storm. I have different beliefs, but I love that we can have all faiths chatting with dignity and love. That's the point. Your faith is yours. I can't tell you what to do with that. And nor should I. I'm sharing my experiences, my strengths, and my hopes. And if you get something from that, awesome. If it makes you think, awesome. If it makes you question everything. Because if it's been written down, pretty sure you need to question it. Pretty sure stuff's been left out. Pretty sure that some politician or world leader somewhere went, hey, we can use this. Hence, right? Bev. Hey, Pony, how's it going? Miss being here with you so much lately. I made it today, and now I know there was a reason. Oh, well, thank you, and I'm missing stuff. Ninja Clan, I'm still here, been hectic, as you know, did radishes today, started to bolt. That's why I trimmed my herbs. Dehydrating everything, greens into powder, radish chips. Oh, that sounds awesome, actually. Everyone believes different because everyone is different. The thought that we should all lump each other together into boxes and say this is the true path to God is absolutely ridiculous. Who is telling us that? And I'm sure, at the layman's level, ministers and priests and God's people are trying to spread the message of love, but somewhere it gets convoluted and mistaken along the way. We can only do so much as human beings, but we can love and we can share that love. All right? And we can shed the negativity. If people don't understand or they get angry at your message of love, then you know what? That's a hook trying to pull you into negativity, right? And you can say, again, I repeat, you can say, this is way too negative. Why are you being so negative at me when all I am doing is sharing love? And if they go, nah, 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 you go, I'm sorry. I can't hear the message through that wall of negativity. And you walk away. That is a choice. That is a choice because love starts here. Let me put it to you this way. You were holding your newborn baby in your arms, male or female, I don't care. You were holding your newborn baby in your arms. And somebody attacks it with negativity. Oh, that baby's ugly. Oh, look at you, you nasty little alien. Blah, 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 blah. What would you do? Your first reaction is to punch the mother in the face. Not the mother, the other mother, in the face. But the truth is, we take that baby and we shield them from that because that is totally unnecessary. Right? Right? Then why aren't you shielding yourself? Why aren't you shielding the most precious gift given to us by God? Love and light and joy. Why aren't you shielding that? Why aren't you protecting that? Okay. Where is everybody that I normally see here? Well, they would be the people that are usually over at our half-acre homestead. There is a lot of people who do not like where my journey is going and can't handle it. And that's okay. That's not, their journey is different from mine. Mine is mine. I will no longer allow somebody else to dictate where my journey should go and where I need to spread my light and my love. Right? Wow, Stay Gold, where you been, baby? This is life with the Volfies. This is not our half-acre homestead, right? So I have to go because it's Howie's pulled in. I can hear him wheeling the blue box down the driveway. I follow all your channels. As soon as you made this, I came. Well, sweetheart. Grimmelkin, I didn't kick them out. Here it comes, kiddies. I didn't kick anybody out. People who chose to take my love and reflect it back at me as anger and negativity were asked to leave. And that is my right because I don't have to put up with that. This is my journey. I'm only sharing it, right? And the moment that becomes offensive to somebody else, then they can just scroll on by. But I have the right to block and delete. Why? Because I don't need that in my life, right? So, no, I have blocked people from my channels. Pretty sure Grimmelkin is Glenda. Right, Glenda? G gave you away. So, you know I love you. I will follow you wherever you go. You have been a beacon in my life a whole decade. Oh, honey, you don't follow me. You walk with me. See? You see? I am rising above the shit I have been in my whole life. Right? So, yeah, no, if somebody wants to be If somebody wants to be negative, then they will get booted if they don't close it. We don't need that kind of crap. We don't need that. We are here for love and light and support. Okay? So if Grimalkin doesn't come back, then they've smartened up and they're sitting in the background listening to all the stuff and making their little plans and their negative stuff. And that's okay. As long as they stay out of our stream or out of our conversation, unless they have something loving to say. It's your journey and your story. You hold the pen and nobody gets to write in your pages. That's right. But I'm not writing this down. I do journal, but I journal all the negative stuff, right? Because I don't want to bring that here anymore, right? And as I journal, I work through those feelings, because the fastest way to love is to work out why you're reacting negatively to something. And you remove the trigger, you process your feelings, and you get a breath of relief. But if you hold on to the negativity that people continue to throw at you, it starts to stick. Okay? And even though it wasn't a part of you to begin with, you're going to adopt it. Why? Because it sticks. It's infective, right? But you did stop letting them being mods. So, if you're going to be a negative Nancy, I don't even want to use the word. If you're going to be negative and spread ill will, then you don't deserve to be a moderator here. Why should I allow you to have any kind of control on my channel when you're being an asshole? Oh, I'm sorry, that's a negative word. When you're being disruptive, right? So, Grimalkin, can you say something loving? If not, please remain silent, because, you know, if you try and bait me into anger, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And, oh, by the way, if someone does attack me in comments, folks, do not respond, okay? If somebody attacks me in comments on TikTok, on any of my videos, please do not defend me. I don't need it. I don't need the defense. I know how to handle it, and you shouldn't have to. The only thing I want to share with you is the love and the light and us moving forward together as a tribe, right? Not a club, a tribe of like-minded people who want to link hearts and link hands and move forward in love and light and helping other people to discover their light. That's really all that matters now. Exactly. She had to make her decisions. Me, I was barely here and life was going downhill for me, so I couldn't be here as often for Bev. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you, Jean. All right. You know what? We've been on here for an hour and 45 minutes. If you missed the full stream, please go back and watch it. I'm not monetized yet, but will be soon. This is actually happening. And I've ordered some wigs, some more wigs, because I'm going to play with them. And I have more makeup coming, and I haven't, who knows what's going to happen one day. All right. So this is, and if I come one day to read cards and I'm all dressed in purple with purple hair and makeup and stuff, it's all in fun. It's me celebrating what gives me joy, which is color. Color is a big part of who I am. And I'm tired of pushing it down, right? All right. For all those who care to, please help me close with a spiritual push of light. Please use your faith to fuel your light. If you don't want to stay for this, that is absolutely okay. There is no judgment. There is no right or wrong. Only those who want to stay and help me push out some light to the world can stay or should stay. All right? Okay. Yes, Freaky Friday tomorrow. Um, oh, honey, see those wigs? Pony, this is my new makeup case. I plan on doing what gives me joy. And if it gives you a little bit of joy too, then so ever. All right? Hey, Doris, that's okay. You can watch afterwards, all right? So listen, folks. Please take everything I say and process it. If you are listening or hearing some of the things I've said, or if some of the things I've said have resonated with you, then think about them, meditate on them. Take what gives you pleasure and joy and leave the rest. Only you know what's right for you on this path to light and love, right? Because the only way to the source of all, whom I choose to call God, is light and love, right? So let's do that. All right. Let's take, that's okay, that's okay. You don't have to. Nobody has to stay. Only the ones who feel compelled, not compelled, only the ones who feel that they want to add their light. Okay? So, I'm going to call on my faith, you call on yours. And as we link hearts and link hands, picture that light pouring in from God or source and coming down through our heads and spreading out to our arms, filling our bodies. But the light, as we link hands, it becomes a circuit, a closed circuit. And the energy starts to go into a spin and the ball of light. All right? So let's take a deep breath and get that ball of light spinning. Oh, great Spirit, source of all, including Christ. Thank you for bringing us together today. Thank you for helping me to know the words I need to share love and light with those who choose to accept it, right? But these folks here, God, we live and love and support each other on a regular basis. And there are some people struggling with illnesses and finances and anxiety and fear and control. And we come to support each other and lift each other up past that. But there's a lot of folks, God, there's a lot of folks in the world who don't know that they have a choice about light and love. So while they try and find their way, okay, while they try to find their way from the light to the dark or vice versa, we will shed light for them with your help, God. Let us link hearts and link hands. And as source of all pours light down through us and fills us, it goes out our hands and we link and we become a circle of light. And the energy begins to flow. Woof, woof. Can you see the ball of light? The faster it spins, the harder it glows, until all we see is a ring of beautiful light that we can no longer contain. And we push it out. And it becomes this big iridescent dome, like a soap bubble, that deflects a lot of negativity and allows those that are seeking light or confusion or don't know how to find their light, it gives them shelter until they can or until they choose. But it's always a choice. Thank you, God, for allowing us to share our love and our light with all of your creatures. May we be able to push back the darkness a little bit farther. Protect us, O God, as we go forth in your light and your love. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part. Miigwech. Whatever language, whatever faith. If you say it in love, you are heard. This is Mrs. Volfie from Life with the Volfies saying, thank you for helping me to recharge. And the beautiful part about recharging with love and light, with other people, with love and light, it means we don't deplete. It doesn't divide, it multiplies. Only negativity divides. Take care. God bless. Don't forget you're loved very deeply.